Manchester United have reportedly agreed a fee with Barcelona for Frenkie De Jong. Advanced talks have happened between the new Manchester United manager, Erik Ten Hag, and Frenkie over the past week or so with some interesting developments. Reports fairly late last night, translated from Oriol Dominic, stated that Frenkie De Jong told Erik Ten Hag no. But there's a miscommunication. In fact, he has changed his mind and is now open to the idea of joining Manchester United. The reports from the same journalist, again, Oriol Dominic, who's the first guy to break the Frenkie De Jong news this summer, has now stated Man United and Barcelona have an agreement. Is this deal imminent? Is there still a lot of work to do with the player? Is Frenkie De Jong waiting to see what Barcelona do? Will they raise the money elsewhere? Could Paris Saint-Germain or Manchester City upset the apple cart? Maybe, just maybe they can. But according to two of the most credible sources out of Spain and related to Barcelona, a deal is agreed and the player is open to joining. Hit that like and that share button. Let's do this. Welcome back to the Terrace. Interesting developments around Frenkie De Jong. Now, something I tweeted out myself only a few days ago was about Oriol Dominic. Oriol Dominic was the first journalist this summer to speak of Frenkie De Jong to Manchester United. That was quickly followed by Gerrard, who did the whole 95% done spiel. Now, these two are highly credible when it comes to news relating to Barcelona. Their accuracy, what Barcelona fans say about them is something that's quite intriguing. So I want to take you through the events of last night to make this make sense, because I myself was drawn in by this and everything else. There was reports that the likes of the United faithful and many others put out that stated that Manchester United and Barca reportedly have agreed a fee for Frenkie De Jong, but he's saying no due to no Champions League football. I understand why Erik Ten Hag trying to convince him, but maybe it's time to move on. That was the kind of thought from a lot of Manchester United fans fairly late last night. But it turns out this wasn't strictly true. This isn't actually what was going on at all. The translation was poor, and people took a look at it, they listened again, and what was actually stated is that Erik Ten Hag called Frenkie De Jong several times. At first, he was unwilling because he did not want to not have Champions League football. But during the calls, Ten Hag explained the project, and little by little, Frenkie took a closer look at the operation at the football club. Now, for me, that's very intriguing indeed, because we spoke about this on the show yesterday where there was talk of Man United and Barcelona negotiating. And what kind of stands out for me massively is that United have to believe, Ten Hag has to believe that Frenkie will say yes. Clubs tend not to waste time negotiating with each other if the player has zero desire, if there's no chance of it happening. Now, as I've stated all along, I still think PSG, if they want him, Man City, if they come in for him, have a better chance than Manchester United. But the one thing that is for sure, this is on. It is clearly advanced in terms of its process and the detail of conversations. Man United agreeing fees or close to agreeing fees, depending upon the publication. And the player going from saying, I don't want to play about Champions League football, to now being open-minded at the very least about joining. This coupled with what the likes of Oriol Dominic and Gerrard were saying 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, that 95% done. Maybe that's just been the case all along, and a lot of what we've heard in the past few weeks has just been reiterations, potentially. Maybe it's particular journalists that don't have as much inside information on this, just creating their own version of events to kind of stay relevant and keep their toe in the water on this one. But one thing that's encouraging, one thing that feels real in relation to this, is that Frenkie De Jong is being pushed by Erik Ten Hag. he clearly wants this player for a number of reasons. And as a Man United fan, I'm very encouraged by this. Now, there's one element of this which I think Man United fans are right about. And if you go back to what the United faithful said in their tweet here, maybe it's time to move on. Where I agree with that sentiment is United can't allow themselves to go for a 2 to 3 month drawn out saga. Pre-season's about a month away. And there's going to be a lot of anticipation. There's going to be a lot of excitement. And this isn't just for Man United, but maybe it's more protruded. Maybe it's of more paramount importance for Manchester United than other clubs because it's a new manager. Pre-season with a number of his new signings is going to be key. I'd love Frenkie De Jong. And if you sign him on deadline day, great. But I would much prefer Frenkie De Jong or our Paul Pogba replacement with Man United the first day of pre-season. Maybe if he's playing international football over the summer, a lot of people are. Maybe he comes a week or two into preseason. But to get a pretty much full preseason with the new manager, I think would be absolutely massive. But of course, I want your thoughts and I want your feelings. Do leave your comments below. Hit that like and that subscribe button. Clicking the bell notifications as well. There's still lots of other stories that are circulating within football as well, which I think are worth a delve into and worth a look at. Of course, we spoke yesterday. Terrace to Spurs. Fairly convinced that it's done. Miguel Delaney, very credible. DiMarzio last night coming out about 10:30 and stating it's pretty much over the line. It's pretty much done. In fact, I'll quote what he actually said. That would probably be a little bit easier. But if you look at what I'm going to go to DiMarzio's tweet. It says here. I mean, it's such for me. When he puts tweets out like this, for me, I kind of look at it very much as that's pretty much it. I'm going to translate the tweet into English. He says Ivan Perisic leaves Inter in the next few hours. The definite yes to Spurs and Antonio Kante. When I see someone like DiMarzio, who by the way, for me, I think is the most. In the top 5 most credible journalists on the planet. You can see the tweet there. You can see him having put that out. For me, Ivan Perisic over the line early for Liverpool is a fantastic piece of business without a shadow of a doubt. It's absolutely phenomenal. And I think Spurs fans should be so encouraged by that. And the fact that they are looking at Bastoni as well, another brilliant player, different from Ivan Perisic, young, up and coming, ready to go. And there's a stat I read about him actually, which blew my mind a little bit really, is that Bastoni has not committed a single error leading to an opposition's goal in his career, totaling 120 league appearances. That's just it doesn't mean 110% he's going to be the greatest centre-back in the world, but it should be filling Spurs fans with such confidence to know that such a talented and excellent player. It really, really is. And I, for one, if I was a Spurs fan, would be very, very excited about the kind of work and the kind of deals that is being looked at. Now, another rumor that kind of showed its head as well that I want to touch on in this that came out last night is that Manchester United are reportedly going to be having another push for Ruben Neves. It says Ten Hag is a big fan, and of course his contract runs out in 2 years' time with Wolverhampton Wanderers. Now, I'm always a little bit skeptical when stories come from the Sun. I'm not going to deny that, but it's still worth a look at. It's still worth talking about in the sense of Ruben Neves and N'Golo Kante are both being touted by different journalists about their potential of coming to Manchester United. And I think what's really key to look at here is a more holding midfield player is clearly needed as well as anything else. And it's Laurie Whitwell this morning who is talking about N'Golo Kante and has stated that Ten Hag is going to press ahead with Frenkie De Jong, and move for N'Golo Kante is also being considered. He's expected to be available at a reduced price. Edson Alvarez is another highly rated player by the Man United manager. Now, a lot of people will look at someone like Kante and say, over the hill, go for Ruben Neves still as that kind of controlling midfielder. I think it all depends upon the Frenkie De Jong deal. I think they're all, and who is available and who isn't. They're many have got about 150 odd million pounds to spend after players leaving. There's an element of you've got to play the game a little bit. Frenkie De Jong and N'Golo Kante could be a better option in the short to medium term than Neves and Frenkie De Jong, because the money saved, you may be looking at investing that elsewhere. And it's about total spend as opposed to anything else. Rome wasn't built in a day. United will not be fixed in one summer. But it's certainly intriguing to know which direction Manchester United are going in. Of course, Haaland is very close to being announced by Manchester City. A lot of people expect Liverpool to really increase their work and up their game after the Champions League final. But currently it's Tottenham and Manchester United that seem to be doing the most amount of work. Spurs set to announce Ivan Perisic almost imminently when you look at the real credible Italian journalists, and of course Miguel Delaney of the United Kingdom as well. I think in the Independent he writes for. They're pushing that. Bastoni bid reportedly going to be this weekend. If they start pulling deals off, the butterfly effect, the domino effect will begin. I want your thoughts and I want your feelings. As ever, a deal between Manchester United and Barcelona reportedly agreed, with the player now open to joining. Hit that like and that share button. Until next time, take care. Goodbye. God bless. And we'll see you all soon. Thank you.